too many badges, and too many people just don't know what to do with these badges. You got fades, but yet the fading mechanic is completely broken. This is what 2K doesn't understand. You're incorporating badges, but yet the mechanic doesn't even function properly, so you can put the badge on Hall of Fame and it means absolutely nothing. Drop a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're looking for players to run with, you're tired of running with randoms, stop it. Come on over to our Discord. We would love to have you. We're pulling up on 4,000 members and we would love to have you join the family. The link for Discord will be in the description below. It'll also be the top pinned comment on this video. Hey, we back at it again. What's up, YouTube? You already know I'm AllCity with AllCityLiveTV.com, and thank you for tuning in. First and foremost, let's let 2K know how to spell Knights. It's Knights. We don't got a new affiliation called Kites out there. They just misspelled it in that new release, that new leaked information that they had out there. So today I wanted to get into the shooting badges. You know, we already did the finishing badges. I want to get into the shooting badges today, which we're going to do right now. Which badges should make it into NBA 2K22? Now, I have this theory that when they started implementing all of these new badges, that's when things started really going downhill. And the reason why I feel that way is because they didn't properly implement these badges into 2K. There's too many badges and not enough counters for these badges. So you got some people out there looking like goats. Imagine Call of Duty having a badge for aim assist where you can shoot your opponent a lot quicker if you put on this badge. That doesn't make any sense, especially if there's not a counter for it. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through these badges to find out if they should be reincorporated into NBA 2K22. Should they be removed? Should we get rid of a lot of these badges? This is what we're going to talk about today. Antifreeze, the first badge on the list. I like the idea. The concept of antifreeze is absolutely dope, but the problem is that 2K doesn't properly implement these badges into the game, because your latency could cause you to miss more shots than an antifreeze badge. And I think that has to do with 2K updating their servers. If there's an event going on, your jump shot is going down the drain, no matter how many shooting badges you have on. You could go from a hero to a zero like that. And we want to change that about 2K. We want to change our overall experience. Antifreeze, should it be in the game for NBA 2K22? I think it should be in the game. It's one of the badges that actually work pretty well, especially if somebody has the Heart Crusher defensive badge. Antifreeze, you can put on bronze and you'll be good to go. Prevent you from going cold out there, because remember, when you go cold, your attributes drop about 7, something like that. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below, but I'm pretty sure your attributes drop about 7 points. So you want to make sure you have a badge like antifreeze on bronze is good enough. Blinders. Again, I love the theory of these badges, but there's no proper counter for these badges. So already we got 2 badges: antifreeze, preventing you from going cold, and then blinders, allowing you to hit in an opponent's face. Although they got to be like on the side, that's how they kind of adjusted the blinders badge. It still works wonders. A lot of players are putting this badge on Hall of Fame, and I don't even think it should be in the game. What happened to stick skills? What happened to skills in general? Working as a team to create an open shot. I think that's where we should be leaning, and not just leaning heavily on badges and allowing opponents to take really poor shots. 2K is teaching you guys out there to take highly contested shots, and that makes absolutely no sense, especially with NBA 2K21, where defense is damn near irrelevant. You don't want to see contested shots go in, especially when you finally there to make a contest. It's gonna go in your grill. Nobody wants to see that, man, and it's highly discouraging. It limits the gameplay. Catch and shoot, a badge that I have on silver. Now it's people have mixed feelings about catch and shoot. Catch and shoot is an OG badge. A lot of people have been using this badge for years now. Sometimes it was set to Hall of Fame, sometimes you could set it on silver, and that's good enough. Sometimes even bronze, and that's good enough. I've had it on silver all year. It's done me well. I would like to see catch and shoot get back into NBA 2K22. The clutch shooter badge, a badge that you could put on bronze, but again, a badge that I don't think needs to be in the game. 2K is trying too much. They got their hand everywhere, like a jack of all trades and master of none type of thing. So that's what the clutch shooter badge is. I think it should be removed. We don't have, listen, good defense is good defense. No badge should be able to change that. Unfortunately, you got a badge like the clutch shooter, or if you guys ever played like when the shot clock goes down in Pro-Am or Rec and you get that automatic animation and it's gonna go in like 95% of the time, that automatic quick shot animation that they give you that just automatically goes in is extremely frustrating. And a badge like Clutch Shooter only helps that idea and concept where you're in the later quarters of a game and you know the clock is going down, Clutch Shooter's gonna kick in and make you hit most of your shots, and that should never be the case. What happens to defense during these moments? Help me understand, 2K, why you would even consider incorporating a badge like this. I think 2K needs to bring it back to basics, kind of scratch some things, take them off the board and start from the beginning. Or give us only a few badges and allow us to use our skills out there. Corner specialist, another OG badge, a badge that I don't think necessarily needs to be in the game. People aren't even equipping it this year for NBA 2K21. Used to be one of the most goated badges. Now nobody even equips the corner specialist badge. Shooting from the corner this year is a little more difficult because your shot speeds up tremendously in comparison to shooting at the hash or the top of the keys. It's so weird what 2K does. Again, changing up the foundation. We don't want the foundation to change. Something needs to stay solid. Something needs to stay static so that way we can build on top of it. But you know, 2K with this way changes our foundation and we gotta relearn the game yet again, and badges just adjust with those changes. So it's highly like it's really different when you gotta adjust to the foundational changes and then adjust to the actual badge changes and everything incorporated into badge. One iteration of 2K of badges goated, and then the next iteration you don't even need to have it on. Deadeye, another badge that people don't necessarily need to equip in NBA 2K21, another badge that lets you hit shots in people's face. Defense should be defense, offense should be offense, but these badges are like crutches for players out there who equip Deadeye and blinders all together, along with another like deep threes and hot zone hunter. All of those numbers put together allow you to hit more shots. But what's crazy is all of those numbers put together don't mean nothing when there's an event going on in 2K because your latency is so high, so your time is going to be way off. Again, badges that don't necessarily need to be in the game, they need to kind of bring it back to basics. Deep threes is an idea, a concept that's great to incorporate into NBA 2K22. I know a lot of people will disagree with me with like removing blinders and removing Deadeye. I'm just trying to get you guys to understand, like, hey, we should kind of bring it back to fundamental basketball and allow open shots, creating an open shot opportunity to kind of reign supreme over people just ISOing and taking contested shots. That don't make sense. I am not against the ISO. I actually like to see the ISO in play and people work to create their own shots, but that's where a difficult shots badge will come in. You know, incorporating a difficult shots badge, which is no longer an option in 2K, which is what they don't understand. You need to kind of get back into it. Go revisit these badges and kind of get a better idea of how you should incorporate and implement them for NBA 2K22. What does it mean? Too many badges and too many people just don't know what to do with these badges. You got fades, but yet the fading mechanic is completely broken. There's what 2K doesn't understand. You're incorporating badges, but yet the mechanic doesn't even function properly, so you can put the badge on Hall of Fame and it means absolutely nothing. Green Machine, another badge that was absolutely amazing, a must-have in previous versions of 2K. Now you only need to put it on silver and you're good to go, if that. That's even if you want to have the badge on. The only absolutely necessary badges that you need to start hitting shots on 2K currently is Deep Threes and Hot Zone Hunter. Green Machine is no longer an OG badge to add to your badge arsenal for 2K21, and I don't think a badge like this should be in the game. Excellent timing is excellent timing, and there should be no badge out there that'll boost your excellent timing or allow you more greens. Greens are supposed to be based on your skill to time your shot, not based on a badge that you have in your badge arsenal. Hot shot, another badge that people put on, but I don't think it should be in the game. A badge that boosts your takeover, and when your takeover starts boosting up, you start hitting more shots. But ironically, when people have takeover, they start missing more shots because their shot is sped up, and people don't understand that. You can't see that your shot is sped up, so it's like taking a shot from a corner everywhere on the court. Your shot is super sped up, and people end up missing more when they have that takeover activated. Hot zone hunter. I don't believe this was weird here. Help me understand, y'all. Just bear with me for a sec. Hot Zone Hunter is a badge that helps you hit more shots when you're in your hot zone. You gotta work to get hot zones. So you need to work to get those things first, and then you incorporate the badge to shoot within those zones where you shot at a high percentage. There is no defensive badge that you work to get like a particular set, like say defensive zones. Don't get me wrong. If there was a counter for Hot Zone Hunter, like defensive zones, getting great defensive plays in particular zones will make you a hot defender in particular areas of the court. That would be a great counter for the Hot Zone Hunter badge. But being that there isn't a defensive badge to match up with Hot Zone Hunter should be removed out of the game until they incorporate a counter to the badge. Why don't they understand this? Why continue to leave the defense limited and then allow the offense to reign supreme? Shooting has always been overpowered on 2K. They've never made it so that your defense could be just as overpowered. Maybe in 2K19 and even 2K20, the lockdowns were extremely OP. But outside of that, their main focus, we've dealt with years of great shooting. And then in NBA 2K21 for next gen, is just like insane amount of drivers to the basket, just dunking. Contact dunks are just overpowered. So you add shooting and contact dunks, it leaves the defense extremely limited. And I think we need to bring defense back to the game. Ice in veins. Get rid of it, hands down. Don't even want to discuss it. Nobody equips Ice and Veins. Let me know if you guys equip Ice and Veins. I don't think it's necessary. Rhythm Shooter, another badge that could help. Like this is what I don't understand. Why incorporate a badge that helps you shoot off the dribble when dribbling alone has a set category of badges? Now you're going to get a boost to shooting off of the dribble as well, but no defensive badge to counter this. You have Intimidator, you have ankle braces, you have off-ball pass to help counter like these offensive badges. But look at how many offensive badges we're dealing with. Look at how many opportunities they have, like an offensive player has, to get a boost to their shooting. It's just unfair and unbalanced. They need to balance all of these things out. Remove badges that are unnecessary. Set shooter, don't even want to talk about it. Doesn't even kick in a good amount of time. You have to wait there like 3 seconds for the set shooter badge. You have to hold the ball and then shoot for like 3 seconds for the set shooter badge to actually activate and be effective. Slippery off ball, badge that people, another OG badge, right? It's an OG badge that a lot of people know about from previous versions of 2K where they would equip it for pick and pops and things like this, you know, getting open off ball. But as of late, people don't even need the slippery off ball badge. Let me know if you're equipping slippery off ball. I know it is still a good badge and will get you open a good amount of times. But again, if 2K has an event going on, no matter how open you get, your jump shot is going to suffer. It's just the latency and the server issues for 2K. But slippery off ball, I would like to see reincorporated into 2K, but match it up. Make sure that off ball pass counters slippery off ball. We don't want to see one animation be more dominant. So we don't want to see, I personally don't want to see like an offensive animation more dominant than a defensive animation. I want to see, let's put it like this. If somebody has a particular offensive animation that gets them open often, then I want to be able to create a player that could defend against that animation. So there got to be a counter for every offensive animation. There has to be a defensive counter, and for every defensive counter, there has to be an offensive counter to that as well, so that it could become, if they're going to incorporate badges into the game, it needs to be more like a chess match. Currently, it is not a chess match, because for offense on NBA 2K21 for next gen, which I think is going to probably be very similar in NBA 2K22, there is no chess match. Offense wins 90% of the time. We want to be able to counter the offense with good defense. That's all I'm saying out there. Sniper, get rid of it. I don't know why it was put in the game. A boost to well-aimed shots. Get rid of sniper. We don't need these additional badges just layered onto the game. I know people like shot aiming out there. Shot aiming already gives you a boost. If you learn the skill, you're supposed to get a boost. Now you're gonna get a badge that gives you an additional boost. Makes no sense. Stop and pop. I like the idea of stop and pop, but again, these things need to be brought back down to basics. Get rid of badges that help assist you. If you stopping and popping, you're already gonna get open with your dribble animations. Getting open with your dribble animations and then shooting should be totally based off skill and not the additional crutch of having a badge. Ironically, tireless shooter is a great badge in my opinion to incorporate into 2K. If you dribble too much while you're in the red, you can shoot the rock, a badge that was OG, absolutely necessary in previous versions of 2K, but then in NBA 2K21 is no longer needed. There's a different type of badge, a badge that you could help with the chess match. If the defense was there, if the defense is blinking, then they'll have tireless defender on to defend against tireless shooter. But 2K does not incorporate these badges properly, and I think they just need to revisit it. Go into it with finer detail and break it down. Get rid of what we don't need, get rid of the fluff, and start just adding a few badges that would actually function properly. And for every offensive badge, there's going to be a defensive counter. Just make that priority and things will be fine. Volume shooter, another great badge to have in the game, but again, get rid of the fluff. I don't want to see no fluff. Get rid of all of that. Make sure there's a defensive counter to every offensive badge, or offensive badge to counter every defensive badge, so people can start mixing and matching and create more of a chess match. Bring strategy back to NBA 2K. We want to see NBA 2K22 be great, and the opinions that I shared in this video for shooting should help make 2K22 great. We just got to get it out there. So please, if you can, if you enjoyed this content, drop a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're looking for players to run with, you're tired of running with randoms, stop it. Come on over to our Discord. We would love to have you. We're pulling up on 4,000 members, and we would love to have you join the family. The link for Discord will be in the description below. It'll also be the top pinned comment on this video. Until next time, easy y'all.